Okay guys, so this is all you're gonna need for tonight's dinner. I am cooking Parmesan Crusted Tilapia, and these are your ingredients. You're gonna clearly need tilapia, lemon, some shredded Parmesan cheese, some type of breadcrumbs. I like panko, Old Bay, butter, salt, Grey Poupon, mayonnaise. Not Miracle Whip, but you're gonna need mayonnaise. Very, very important to have mayonnaise. Garlic powder, some pepper, and parsley, which I forgot to set out. So just know you're gonna need those items as well. So stay tuned. Okay, you guys, we're gonna start with this sauce we're gonna put on top of the fish, and this is what our Parmesan and panko mixture is going to stick to when we add that afterwards. So we're going to start out with 2 parts. I'm making 4 pieces of fish, so if you're making 2, adjust accordingly. But we're going to do 2 parts mayo to 1 part Grey Poupon mustard, okay? So I'm going to put 2 spoonfuls here, which means I'm going to put 1 spoonful of the Grey Poupon. Let's set this to the side. We're gonna put a half of a lemon. You're gonna watch out for seeds. We're gonna put a tiny bit of Old Bay seasoning. I'm gonna put some garlic powder. Just eyeballing it, and really it's probably 1/8 of a teaspoon I'm putting in there. Oops. I'm gonna put some salt. Now, when it comes to this pink Himalayan salt, I love to use this salt because you don't have to use a lot to get the flavor you want. This salt right here, for some reason, a little bit really brings the flavor out in your food. And then also, where's my black pepper? You want some black pepper. I'm gonna give this a stir. And here's your sauce. You want to get it to a nice creamy consistency. That consistency. We're going to put this to the side. Next, we're going to work on our Parmesan crust. So, for this, you're just going to need panko breadcrumbs and shredded Parmesan, equal parts. Throw that in a bowl. Throw that in the bowl. Now this is where you're going to add your parsley. Just eyeball it, whatever you think looks right. It's really for color, to bring some type of color to the dish, so everything won't be all white, you know? Just look like a white blob. The Parmesan and the panko's going to kind of brown a little bit, but this parsley is going to give it that little pop of color. You're also going to season this too, but not as much. So you're going to put a little bit of pepper in here. You don't need to put salt on this part because of that cheese. We already have, you know, some salt in it. And then a tiny bit, a dash of a dash. At this point, you can use your hands to stir this together. Get everything mixed in nicely. Alright, and there you got it. Everything is nice and mixed. I'm gonna put this other stuff away and get my fish out, and I'll show you how to top the fish with what we have. Okay, now we're back. I have my baking sheet, I have my Parmesan crust right here, my sauce, and my fish. I have my fish over here on the plate with paper towel because I want my fish to be as dry as possible, okay? So, you're just gonna place, I don't have to spray this with any type of cooking spray because it's non-stick. So, you're just gonna set your fish down on this baking sheet. Alright. So now, I'm gonna take this sauce and just spread it over each one. Just give it one more mix. Alright, so you're gonna be generous with this sauce, okay? So you would notice I didn't season my fish is because the sauce has the seasoning in it. So you don't have to put any seasoning on your fish. The sauce will do just fine. You don't want to over salt your fish because you got a lot of salt coming from that cheese and then from the salt we did put in the sauce. And remember, this sauce is what's going to help adhere the panko and Parmesan crust to the fish. When I tell you this is so good, you're probably thinking, ugh, mayo on fish, but this is so good. It's one of our favorites. It's a staple dish here in the house. This is where you're gonna be very generous with this topping, okay? This is gonna cook down and crisp up. So if you put just a little bit, you're not gonna get that crunch factor you want, okay? So. Okay, you guys, off camera, I went ahead and added some slithers of butter on top and a little bit more of Old Bay seasoning. When the butter melts, it's going to help give the crunch factor to that panko when it's cooking in the oven. So right now, I'm going to put it in the oven on 400 degrees. Make sure your oven is preheated prior to doing this for about 13 minutes or until the top of the fish gets to that golden brown color that I'm looking for. Okay, you guys, here is a piece of one of the 4 tilapia I just pulled out of the oven. It is cooked perfectly, it tastes phenomenal, and top layer is so crispy. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Hope this could be one of your staple dinners. It's very easy to cook. It could be one of the 30-minute or less meals. So until next time, stay tuned.